deliver the lecture, I call upon Miss Abhishankari. She is a NLP professional trainer and she has completed masters in several, she has acquired several master degrees. One among this is masters in psychotherapy and counseling. In addition to that, she has several international certification on counseling. Further, she has conducted several corporate training programs like motivational program to contract workers in Hyundai Motors, and she has also organized a training program on stress management to staff members in Aniltube India, and organized empowerment and motivational program to TVS Group women staff members, and she also conducted training program on communication skills and agility logistics, and she also conducted training on personality development for Bandari Swift Logistics Private Limited. So I hope that we have a right person to deliver right content. I call Ms. Abhishankari to take the dice.
Thank you, sir, and I thank the organization and all of you, all the participants here for the session, and I thank for this opportunity. And our session will be full of interactive and a lot of activities. I hope all the participants will be able to participate in it, because only me talking will not be so much of fun, right? I just need the assurance that all of you will participate. And thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me for this session. And as sir said, we are dealing with the topic of stress, emotional and mental development. So before I start my PPT, I would like to share with you all a small video. It doesn't have audio, but it has a video. Just give me a second. Hope you're able to see this video. It's just that the train will move in any direction you look, like from left to right or from right to left. I just want all of you to observe this train from whichever direction, either from left to right or right to left. You're able to see this difference, right? If you see the train moving from left side towards the right side, it will move like that. Or on the other hand, when it moves from right side towards left, like either outgoing or incoming, the train will be both sides, right? Now, coming back here. Now you must be wondering, what ma'am, you're talking about stress management, you're showing some train going from left to right and right to left. Our mind is like that, Whenever we think, this is like, it's beyond me, or this is stressing me a lot, like I'm not able to come out of it. It is like as, okay, I'm going to give you a metaphor here, right? The metaphor here is, it's like as if we are holding a big heavy ball in our hand, okay, very big ball in our hand, and we are complaining, saying that it's too heavy, it's very difficult for me and I have to carry it, I'm not able to let go of this and all that. For you to become really stress free, or for you to really come out of the situation, very simple step that we need to do is just to either place the ball elsewhere or to put it in some other place where you can be a little free of it. Are all the issues in our life, I'm not saying everyone has stress, even a child, even a baby, or the big person or elderly person, every one of us have stress, right? So this is very important. Now this question is to all of you here, who doesn't have stress? Can you tell me? Who doesn't have stress? Can any of you tell me? Who doesn't have stress? Can we put in the chat box? newborn, okay, inanimate things, all right. Thank you, Kanimari. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you, Amarjit. Yes, inanimate, newborn, okay. Anything more? Any other answers that we have? In fact, all the living beings have stress. Be it a newborn, you might wonder how a newborn will have a stress. In fact, newborn will have a stress because the mother and the caretakers of the child has to understand why the child is crying for. Whether it's crying for comfort or whether it's crying for food, or even something is like the baby feels a discomfort or something it needs, can only cry. Okay, and the parents have to exactly understand whether the clothes are wet or whatever it is. So again, the child has a stress. And believe me, when even children, small children have so much of stress today because they have to compete in almost all the fields, education, sports, and whatnot. Dramatics, plays, singing, dancing, what mention it, and your child has to compete it. Why I'm talking about children here is stress has in everything, inanimate things you're saying. No one is exactly, everyone has stress. Everyone has stress. Degree varies, but every one of us have stress. So when we will not have stress, when we all not in our physical here in our body, okay, till then we all have stress. And but what we can do is we can actually channelize our stress, we can actually manage our stress, and we can be stress free. That is one thing we are going to look today in our session. So it's going to be a 2 hour session, and let's interact, and let's have lot more activities here. Okay, one more activity. I just said if you can switch on your video, it will be helpful because I like to really see the faces of people and then interact with them. This question goes like this, okay? In 1 second, okay, in 1 second, how many dots can you keep? Like this. How many dots can you keep in 1 second? Yes, any of you can participate here. You can switch on your video and you can answer, but I want the demo, okay? You can just keep the numbers coming. In 1 second, how many dots can you keep? How many dots can you keep? Yes. In 1 second, how many dots can you keep? Five to seven. Wow. Okay. Can you just tell me how you can keep 5 to 7 in 1 second? Okay, Divya is saying 4. Kiran is saying 3. Can you switch on your video and just demo like how I said, 1, 2, 3 like this, or 5 or whatever it is? Let me know how do you keep 3. Kiran is saying 3. Okay. How? In 1 second, how many dots can you keep is the question I asked. Okay. Amarjit, can you tell me how do you keep 5 or 7? You can switch on, you can unmute yourself and say, or you can switch on your video and show me. Yeah. Okay. And Kanimari wants to be very safe. She's saying only 1. Because mostly people argue with me, ma'am. Logic, ma'am. 1 second, 1 dot. How it can go 3 or 5 or 7? Any more? All right. Okay, as you all, I don't know whether you can unmute, but thing is, we logically only think about issues or problems, right? 1 second, 1 dot. Actually, in 1 second, can you keep 5 dots with all your fingers? Yeah? Can you? Yes? Okay, now how much more can we keep? Amrit already said 5 to 7, right? You can, both the hands, you can keep 10 dots. What is the maximum individual can keep a dot in 1 second? I've given you already 2 answers. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just the dimension we look into it. So how many dots can be kept in 1 second? Again is the question. How much more can we keep? Do I see some more answers? Yeah, Amarjit, can you tell me again? 20. Divya, lovely. But tell me, how do you keep 20?
Finger strength and the leg finger strength.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
With hand fingers you can keep 10.
Okay, and your
And with
toes.
leg fingers you can,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, thank you so much, Divya. And yes, Divya, a person, an individual can keep 20 dots with both their hands and the toes, right? But Divya, is that all? Is that all? How much more can we keep in 1 second? Thank you for your answer, Divya, but still think some more. Can I have some more answer in 1 second? How many more dots can be kept? Yeah? How many more dots can be kept? Again, Divya, I want you to think some more. Come up with some more answers. I know thing is I can also to certain extent read the minds of people. So here again, people are thinking, what when the whole session will go with dots and 1 second. Yeah, I'm getting that. Yeah. Okay. We all think only an individual can keep only 20 dots. No, in 1 second, if you keep your hands and fingers 1, 2, 3 times, I think 3 is the maximum you can keep. You get how many dots? 60 dots an individual can keep in 1 second. Okay. And 60 dots individual into number of people right now in the session into you can calculate, we get such n number of dots. The reason I asked you all this question is because a logical mind, we usually think, this problem only pertains to us, like this is only, we are like, this problem is so huge, I'm not able to see anything else, I'm not able to come out of it. That's how our mindset is, and usually by logical thing we only think like that. But then with this activity, let's think, if you really think, if you actually put your effort, we can come out of it. There's so many innumerable solutions available to our stress, to whatever issues that we have in our life. Okay, now let me share with you all the PPT. We can go with the PPT here. Thank you so much, Divya and others, for your answers. Yeah, just give me a second. I'll go into the PPT now. I hope you're seeing the screen now. Yeah, I hope you're seeing the screen. So today's topic, emotional and mental development, stress management, values, ethics, happy and health, all of these things that we're going to see today. So what do you mean by mental development? See, as the person that grows and develops and supports their cognitive abilities, a mental development happens. As the child, as it is born, when it is received, appreciated by a lot of people, like from his or her environment, essentially the family. Then after the family is the neighboring people, the caretakers. After that, it is the school, then the college, then the work environment, and the entire world that we interact with. This is very essential for the mental development, especially the cognitive development of a person. So mental development is the progressive changes and improvements during mental maturation, such as learning and experience. So our mental development happens as we learn and as we experience things in our environment. For example, when the child grows, if it's talkative, it's labeled as talkative. If it is shy, it's labeled as shy. So the child, as it grows into an adult, that these labels sit on them, right? For example, when you enter the workforce, whatever work that has been assigned to you, you're labeled in that, okay, let's say Mr. X or Miss Y is good in this field. She's known for this particular work. She's too good in this work. We only recognize them and we only look at them from that perspective, right? So this is the mental development I'm talking about. For example, I can also tell you all this. It's like, circle of influence or circles of our own sphere, So here what happens, if you're an engineer, wherever you see or whatever you do, you'll only think from that particular sphere. You'll only think from that particular engineering aspect, application aspect. If you're a medicine person, like if you're that is engineering aspect. If you're a technical person, whatever has been given to you, you only process information through technical aspects. You only look into it. You only process information via the technology angle, right? If you're a person who are very intuitive, who are very creative. You don't actually go with this linear work where you only go with logic and all that. Instead of that, if you're not going to the logical side, but you rather go to the intuitive side, then whatever you do, again, you will process information only through intuitive side. So this is the spheres of influence that we have. All of us have this sphere, okay? Whatever we are comfortable with, whatever we know, we only are cognition or intelligence or mental development, it all revolves around it. This is how we think, this is our pattern, this is the way we actually process any input that we get. Okay, now the 8 stages of mental development. And here again, as I keep okay, here again, trust versus mistrust. Because very important, right, in mental development. As a child, as you keep growing, or as an adult in your work environment, let's look into the work environment. The trust is very important, right? We always have this dilemma whether we can trust this person, whether we can trust this work. And most of the time, we are based on the past experience that we have, right? Whatever be our past experience, we take our decisions, we take so many things. We whatever we do, any action or whatever the effort that we do, it's based on these two main things. Either we trust or if you don't trust, you look into it deeply, you'll question a lot, and till that you get the trust to do it, you will have. Otherwise, if we don't have trust, what's the other thing? We have mistrust. If you don't trust anything, then you have to do it on your own. Because most of the people have this issue. They have to do it on their own. They will not delegate it much. They only do it because they know if I give it to others, I'm not very happy. Like, I don't know whether I will get the same result as how I do it. So this trust and mistrust is there. Again, another mental development thing, if you see, autonomy. Autonomy here is your own independent self. You do things the way in your own space, in your own time frame, in your own sphere where you can do it very well. Whereas pitted against it is the shame and doubt. If you do it independently, you're scared whether you will get the result the way you want it. You're scared how the other people will react. You're scared how the company will react, how the organization will react, or how the clients will react. How will they respond to me? Will I be ridiculed? Will I be put to shame? Will my credibility be doubted? Will I have all this? So this again a big stage of mental development. Once we really develop in mental development, once we get all the credibility, then this doesn't actually hamper us. But when we get into the stage, we always have this dilemma: independent work versus like shame and doubt. We always have this nagging a small self of ourselves which always we question, what am I doing? Is it okay? Will I get shame? Like, will I have that place where I have to doubt myself? Yeah, that will be there. And if you look at the next stage, initiativeness versus guilt. Okay, right now I can relate this to the pandemic era, right? So many startups, so many people have done, so many new business have come, new business models have come, work related models have come. But again, whenever you initiate, when you have a lot of initiative and do so many things, you also have this guilt. Shouldn't I have done? Should I do this or shouldn't I have not done this? Because, for example, when we relate to pandemic again here, the survivor's guilt. I've come out happily, I have come out healthily, but maybe in my family somebody is like got sick and they were not able to make it back. You have that guilt. When you look into the work scenario, okay, I had this project, I was successful in this project, I had the necessary output, I was quite successful. Whereas my team or somebody else, like your co-worker or somebody else, they did not have that much of success. They did not have a success there. And since they are laid back, or some of you, any company, I'm not particularly talking about only your organization, any particular organization in this era, so much of salary cut, so much of employment, they have to reduce the employment force. So much of scenarios like that. Again, there this comes initiative versus guilt. Okay, I am here on this tier, whereas some people had to leave the organization. Yes, that guilt is also here. Again, industry versus inferiority complex. When we are really dedicated, when we do a lot of work, yes, we get all the necessary work inputs, but again, there's also inferiority complex within us, which says, Okay, the other person has done well. The other person, the leaders or the seniors in a company appreciate the other person, but they have not. They didn't say much about my work, so we have that inferiority complex again. But when you're able to overcome all the stages, when you're able to understand the proper implications of it, then we definitely have a mental development. And these are all very important spheres for mental development. Next comes is the identity versus confusion. All of us must have gone through this phase. We will be struggling to which identity should I be known for, should I be known as a very active person, proactive person, or a person with not so proactive, but still you can rely on all these factors are there. Whereas some people will have this confusion: should I go for this, or should I be stick on to this? All these things definitely comes again. As I said, intimacy versus isolation next. When intimacy here means a close relationship with people, work people, where they can easily share, they can share their project details, or they can share, no, this is my best work model, or this is the way I can work well. Whereas in isolation, sometimes you have this. So when you're independent, when you have your own inputs there, again you have to deal with isolation because you may not be able to work with the bigger team there. Again, here another aspect is generality versus stagnation. When generally we go into generality, like when we take a common thing and we do it, there's also slight feeling of stagnation. We feel like we are just staying in a space. We're not really progressing towards the other phases, other stages. The next thing will be the integrity versus despair. There's so much of integrity, so much of ethics. We go into it, but also there's a cause for despair because we are like, okay, I'm not happy with this. Yes, I put in a lot of work, but still I'm not happy with the result. I need some more. Yes, again, that is also there. Now let's look into the emotional development. The mental development, all these stages, everything is very essential for a mental development. So is the emotional development again. Emotional development is unique, integrative, and psychologically constructive feature of growth in infancy, childhood, and adulthood. Because this is very, very, very crucial, I would say, because as persons get into the organization, the moment after the college, after your graduation, you enter into workforce. So much things you learn, but your emotional development is very crucial because nowadays all the companies, irrespective of whichever field, they look for persons who are able to have that emotional development to encounter any sort of challenges that we have in work. That's very important. And as it says here, emotional development refers to the ability to recognize, to express, and manage feelings at different stages of life, to have empathy for the feelings of others. Okay, now what are the emotional development we are talking about? The development of being able to form and sustain positive relationships at workforce, the ability to experience, manage, and express our emotions. Again, our skills to explore and engage with the environment. And as the emotional development says, parents, caregivers play a very crucial and significant role in our development, both in our mental development as well as the emotional development. So, what are the basic emotions that we all possess? We all possess happiness, sadness, disgust, fear, surprise, and anger. These are the basic emotions. There are much more emotions in relation with all these basic prime emotions that we have, right? So, and emotional development is very, very essential. As we move on to the other thing, what do you mean by pillars of emotional development here? When you have self-awareness, when we have this ability to recognize, understand what are the emotions I have, to have a sense of one's actions, moods, and emotions of others also takes effect. For example, when we have our own self-regulation, when we have our own social skills, when we have empathy and motivation, then we'll definitely have emotional development here. Okay, now, right now, let me stop this. Right. Now tell me, so far we've seen mental development and what is emotional development we've seen, right? Now, let me again ask you this, right? All of us are here in this particular organization and we're giving our best output in this organization, right? As a result, we all of us have the stress. How do we reduce our stress? Is also we have to look into this. Now, there are three main essential aspects how we process our information, be it work information or generally how do we work. Our patterns and our traits are there, right? As I said, excellence of spheres of excellence we saw. Whatever information we are processing, it depends on in with whatever sphere we have been trained with, right? So again here, the three things that I would like to talk about. Generality, like general, we always generalize things, no? For example, all these women always nagging. This is just general example I'm giving here. Or we'll say all these men are spendthrifts. They spend so much on things. They don't actually save, right? And so many general things we have like this, right? Or we have this idea that okay, all the senior officers or the very high-fi officer, like the top rank in the any organization, they're very serious. They can't take a joke or they can't, we have this sort of a preconceived notions, preconceived ideas. If we say something, they may not accept it immediately. They might have something else coming out, like, they might not accept my ideas. So all these things can definitely be there in our mindsets. Okay, this is known as generalization. We generalize things, but we don't know the actual truth or we don't know the actually what's happening there. All of us have this. All of us have this. Whatever it is. Some might say, "No, ma'am, I'm not like this," but it's okay. All of us, at least, have to some extent, we all have this. We generally try to generalize. Okay, we look into certain persons and we say, okay, here he or she is like this. He or she will talk like this. Here will behave like this. He or she will only react like this. We all have this preconceived emotions like that, preconceived ideas like that, right? Now the second thing is very important again. As I said, generalization. Next is like we understand the way we understand things. For example, we say we actually understand in a different way. For example, okay, in one is the deletion. One is the generalization, another is deletion. For example, right now in this class, all of you are listening to me, right? There are many things we delete. A classic example is, I want you to actually listen to the sounds in whatever area you've been seated now. There are so many sounds surrounding your environment. For example, the sound of your fan or AC, the sound of the vehicles that are near your area, whichever area you are in, the sounds of so many other things like birds, if they are birds, or animals like dogs, anything in that place. Or even if you really look into it, really experience this, all of you can actually feel the beatings of your heartbeats. Okay, I'll just give you a moment. I want all of you to experience this. Were you able to feel that? Are you able to feel that? Sounds, your own heartbeats. If you actually focus, you will be able to see all these things. Why particularly I'm saying that now is, this is known as deletion. Whenever we talk about things, we actually delete some essential things. We don't actually focus on those things. All of us do this at some point or other, whether we consciously do it or unconsciously do it, we definitely delete certain vital information. Okay, this is when that mindfulness comes and it helps us to understand all these things. The third aspect is discord. Like, we actually understand it in a different way. Like, distortion happens. Like, for example, classic example, whenever we are in our organization, we work, a superior officer comes, be it a male officer or a female officer, If they say they wish others, like for example, good morning or good afternoon or good evening to others, and by chance they miss wishing you, okay? What is the momentary what we think? What do we actually have in our minds? What do we think? What did I do? Now, why the boss, be it male or female boss, why did they did not respond to me? Why did not wish me? Did I do something wrong? Did I anger them? Did I do something that is not so? Was my result not good? Was my work not satisfactory? All these things runs in our mind, right? But actually, if practically if you look into it, that may not be the case. Probably that person would have thought he or she actually wished you, or they would have had preoccupied with some other work that had called. Probably they had a call, they were talking to them, and they were talking to the other person and walked by. But what do we think? Was it my mistake? What did I do? Why the other person reacted to me or responded to me like this in particular way? So all these things are very important again for a emotional and for emotional and mental development. It's very important. So this is very crucial. That's why I'm saying. So three models of thought perception. One is generally we used to generalize people. This person is so chatterbox. They will not do any work. They're only fit for chatting. Or this person, he is only good in taking action, but he can't explain well, he can't do all this well. All these are preconceived notions that we put on others, So let's, if possible, I know we cannot 100% come out of it, but at least let's try to reduce that in our, because try to be aware of all the things and we have, the cognitive abilities, intellectual, emotional, and mental development. Let's bring this into our world now, into our lives now, right? Let's not generalize most people. Let's try to include them. Let's try to look into it. Let's not delete any information which are vital. Let's be conscious of it. And distortion, let's try not to misunderstand people. Let's try to understand people in the right perspective. These things are very important here. And as I keep talking to you now, as we go further in our PPT, I would like to all give you all an emotional empowerment technique, which is very essential. This technique has helped lots of people, work people as well as students during exams or work for work pressure, like when they have to meet the deadlines and all. Then that's when it's actually helped them a lot. So take your left hand. Left hand is better, but if you're comfortable with right hand, you can also take your right hand. But I would prefer it left. Okay. So take your left hand, and this little finger is there. This part down, the little finger, this part. Just stroke this part and say this one statement is very essential. Even though I have issues, I heal and integrate that into me. I heal and integrate. Even though I have issues, I heal and integrate that into me. It can be stress. I think we can take stress today. You can put any negative emotions, anything negative, like your body pain or headache, whatever it is, or you're feeling, you're not having that good feeling over what happened in the office or what happened with your colleague or whatever it is. You can take only negative emotions. You can take. You can take that issue in the space of issues. You can add that. But today I think we can take stress. Even though I have stress, I heal and integrate that into me. Okay, once you've done that, just once or twice you do this, then place your hands on your chest. Okay, and 7 times breathe in and breathe out. When I say 7 times breathe in and breathe out, it means closing your mouth and taking a breath. And when you let your breath out, it has to be in this fashion. Yeah, 7 times. I want all of you to do this. Okay, now you just rub your hands like this. I'm sure whatever stress that you've been facing definitely would have come down. Do it twice or thrice. I'm sure you will not feel the stress anymore. It is actually very important and very powerful. It has helped people to deal with whatever issues they had, whatever body pain they had. Any time of the day, it doesn't matter. You can do this. You can also, before going to sleep, also you can do this. So nothing to worry. So very powerful. You can use it any time. And whenever you have this fear, whenever you have that anxiety, panic attacks, or you feel the tension, before doing any work or project. It's very simple. You just calmly you can rub your hands like this, or you can even rub it a little faster. What this gives? This gives immediate confidence, immediate powerful sensation, and you will definitely do it well. But you cannot do it when people are sitting in the office. Yes, I can understand that. You can just do it you can just put it in your lap and do it, or under the table you can do it, or even before people not noticing, you can also put in the sides and do it like this. People may not even see. You can generally do like this and talk. This will give you a lot of confidence and the necessary empowerment to help you to deal with stress. Now let's get back to the PPT. Yeah. As I said, emotional development is to do with our well-being. Because if our emotions are huge, like if we are not able to manage our emotions, it definitely has a big impact on our health as well as our ability to work. So emotional intelligence is a unique, integrative, psychologically constructive feature of growth in infancy, childhood, and adulthood. Emotional development refers to the ability to recognize, express, and manage feelings at different stages of life and to have empathy for feeling of others. Now, as we were talking here, the basic emotions that we have here, all the happiness, sadness, disgust, fear, anger, tension, stress, everything will be able to manage well with all these techniques. So, as I said, pillars of emotional development means self-awareness. We all of us know what we are good at, what we are not good at, right? What we have to delete, what we have to add, what we have to do to come up in life, right? Come up in workforce, whatever work that we do, whatever projects that we do. As I said, self-regulation. When we are aware of what is good with us, what is not so good with us, we also be aware of what has to be done to remove that issue. That is what I'm talking about here. Self-regulation. We should have that self-regulation. Okay, here I should talk only this particular aspect. Here I can only move in this particular here. The appropriate words, appropriate actions are very much needed in any office environment. Again, as I said, social skills. Any company, any place that you go, social skills are very important because it makes people happy, it makes people comfortable, it makes people very happy to be with you. That is very important because any company looks for a teamwork. If you are an effective team player, then definitely you will be employed in any company in a very good place. As I said, empathy, social skills and empathy are very important, and motivation. All of us know internal motivation and external motivation. Whenever I talk about yeah. So what do you mean by internal motivation and external motivation? External motivation, we always look for motivation to come from externally, right? From outside. Like you want people to appreciate you. You want people to say this is good, you have done well, and all of us love that. I'm not denying it. But this is external. We always look for things outside people to actually appreciate us, actually expect people to give us the recognition and awards and all that. Whereas internal motivation, you don't actually look for outside motivation. You are like, you love this and you do this. I'm happy doing this, I'm doing it. No, I like this, so I'm doing it. Even people like they don't appreciate it's okay. I like this, so I'm doing this. These are the things, internal motivations, very, very crucial again for an emotional development. As I said, benefits of ED is effective teamwork, to identify our feelings and to interpret others' feelings, manage other people's emotions also very essential. So emotional and mental development, the way we talk, the words that we use, the way we communicate with others, the way we interact with others, the way we move with others says a lot about our emotional and mental development. And values are very important in life. because whatever portion you have in life, in work, with people, with your family, the values that you carry speak so much about us, you know. So what are the values, especially human values? Human values are virtues that guide us to take into account the human element, that is we, when we interact with others. For example, if we have that compassion, if we have that empathy, if we have that coping skills, if we have that respect, if we have the listening skills, appreciation, affection, love, and openness, definitely it carries a lot more weight, right? When I say compassion, we can say, ma'am, what you're saying, what you're talking about compassion. In work, how do I have this compassion? When you're compassionate towards your colleagues, when you're compassionate towards your office environment, when you're compassionate towards your clients, then the way you look at them, the way you interact with them will definitely have a sea change, you know, because you will be able to understand people. If I ask you a question, like if any people ask me this question, whether you want to be good or you want to be, right, okay, whether you want to be right or you want to be good, we're all be, or you want to be kind, what will be the answer? If you're kind, then automatically you will be right because you're kind. Okay, it's okay, he has done this, it's okay, she has done this, it's okay, no problem. Yeah, sometimes it hurts us, I agree. Sometimes it actually puts us in a difficult, tight spot. Okay, they should not have done this. I have so much of expectations from them, but they did this for me. No, I'm not able to take this. I had so much of expectation. I had so much of trust. I had so much of, working relationship. Like here, we actually believed her, believed them, but they let us down. All this comes, but here, when you have this compassion, then you'll be able to actually able to move with the other person. You'll be able to come out of that problem. Empathy. Here again, two differences: sympathy and empathy. Sympathy, nobody likes sympathy, right? What is sympathy? Is just looking at other person saying, oh my God, a poor thing, you had this, I'm really sorry. All these things are sympathy. Nobody wants that, right? But people definitely need and want empathy. What do you mean by empathy? Sympathy is just like saying, okay, you got this issue, I'm so sorry, and all that, trying to compromise, patronize with them. Whereas empathy means actually understanding the person. Suppose in this, especially in pandemic era, if one of them has, any one of your friends or colleagues or any one of them have some problem at family, either the children or the family members, they are sick or they have some issues happening or they themselves have an health issues. So the best thing we can understand it. We can always say, okay, you take some rest and come back tomorrow, or you take some time and come out of this. That'll actually help us because most of the time, especially in anger mode, when somebody says one word or when they question our ability, when they question our work, immediately anger spurts out, right? Immediately we have this issue. How can you question me? How can you ask me this question? Or how can you even doubt my work? All these things come out here. But in this particular place, when we have the empathetic nature, when we're able to understand, okay, why this person got angry? Why this person did this? Why this person used this word? What was the reason, underlying reason why that person acted or reacted like that or responded like that? We have that understanding, then it's easy to deal with it. We will not feel that outburst of anger because most of us have this statements. When I'm really angry, the statements that we say, you have not seen my other face, you have not seen my other side. What I'll do if you don't do it. All these things definitely are there. It's very, very important. Another one is the coping skills. All of us have our own coping skills, right? We have our own coping skills. We have our own ways of dealing with things. Coping skills are very important. Again, coping skills, I said, some will listen to music, some will do other things like, they will go out, or if there's too much of tension at home, they will just say, let me go have some coffee, or do you want coffee? It's again breaking the ice there. Or they'll just go sit in a particular place, maybe they read books, maybe they see some television or something like that. The reason is when you break the state from there and again just move out of the place, you have new ideas coming to you. You will not no more feel that the sphere of anger and irritation will not be there. It's one of the beautiful coping skills that we have. So here right now, all of you, whatever coping skills you have, you can put it in the chat box. I can look into it. Yeah. And then respect. When you respect people, because most of the time we don't respect people. Only maybe to some people we have respect, but we really respect people. They need not be senior. They can even be younger than us. But we have the respect for people. I'm sure the values, that human values, will definitely be there. And listening skills are very important. So mostly we hear people, but do we really listen to people? When you really listen to people, then we have a better understanding. And as I said, human values, when you appreciate people, genuine appreciation, not just namesake appreciation, when you genuinely appreciate people, when you have that affection for people, when you have that love for people, and you're very open enough to talk any issues, because most of the time we are very good at giving feedback, but how good are we in receiving the feedback? Are we really receiving the feedback? Are we really taking in the right spirit? For example, somebody says this has to be changed or this has to be done. We become immediately self-defensive, right? We become defensive. We argue, we say, no, this has happened, that's why I'm here. This has happened, that's why I did this. Stop being defensive. Start working towards it. Okay, thank you for your feedback. Let me work on it, right? Because let me talk about myself here. I have this habit. When I talk or when I interact, I'm very fast in communicating. I'm very fast in using my words. When I first had this feedback, I was a little troubled. Okay, am I really talking so fast? Am I really rushing through things? It was difficult for me to accept, but once I really sat down and I listened to people, then okay, now it is much better. I'm able to take slow. My usage of words is a little slow. But the way I communicate with the people in the right space, I'm doing that now. It's all because of the way I'm able to receive the feedback. So how good are we in receiving our feedback? Let's go into work ethics now. So most of us, right? We have, every organization has their own rules. They have code of conduct. Everything is there. But generally, work ethics for our own selves. There are certain principles, moral principles and values that an employee effectively focus on job performance. It includes behaviors, attitude towards their work, and also the colleagues. First of all, our appearance. Yes, all of us need to have a good appearance, right? It doesn't matter that we need to go and groom ourselves to such an extent. No, it's not that. It's just that our appearance should be very soothing to people. Like, for example, we cannot actually make fashion statements, right? In work, when you go to work, whatever dress code is there, let's adhere to it. Whatever dress code or whatever it is there. Of course, you can have little fashion things. I'm not saying definitely no fashion, but then there's certain proper dress code is there. Again, attendance very, very important, right? Because wherever you work with, if attendance is good, then yes, they can trust you. Okay, this person comes to work regularly. They're given a lot of attendance and they are very committed to the work. Immediately they take into account. When I say attendance, again, time is also very important. What time you come? Are you punctual? Because punctual is the quality which has a greater ethic in workplace. Okay, he comes on dot, he comes on time. That has a greater respect for you. Again, any organization, your communication and cooperation. When you communicate excellently, like when your effective communication is there, then people get the ideas, people get the work done effectively again. And for the work to be done effectively, you must definitely be able to have this ability to get the cooperation from all the people at your workplace, be it your department or the other department works. If you have the skill to communicate and get the cooperation from people, then your work is successful. And most of us have this organization skills. Yeah, most of us have this, but how many of us really have this organization skills? What do you mean by organization skills? Organization skills, nothing but preparation of how our work has to be done. Okay, for example, this project has to happen. Where this project has to happen, who are the team members involved, what each person or each of us have the role. Like organizing, okay, today what is the work to be done, what time has to be done, and net result what is the next step. Like when we have this organizing skills, when you're able to organize anything, when you're able to have our own structured way of working, wherever we have such organized skills, then you will be recognized whichever space you are in. When you have a great organization skills, people often come to you and say, hey, can you do this? I have experienced this a lot in my life, even as a student or even at new workplace. Again, as I said, productivity. Any organization you go, if you're productive enough and you give a lot of productivity to your organization, then the organization itself look up to you. Okay, this person comes here. okay, I have so much of, so talented, so skilled, and so much of work is done by this person. The company feels very, very happy. The company feels very proud of you. That's why the awards and recognition also happens there. Again, productivity is very important. And teamwork is most of the time. Sometimes what happens, just to get our own name, sometimes we forsake our teams. No. When you do any work with a team, be it servers, be it anything that you do, as a team, if you do, then a greater recognition and a greater output we have. Okay, now we're talking about stress management here. Now, you might wondering, everywhere you go stress, especially this pandemic, heavy stress. Students are feeling stress, parents are feeling stress. The couples, the partners are having stress. So much of divorce happened, so much of chaos at workplace, all because of stress management. You might wonder, even before getting into stress, stress management is very crucial because everything a small point or even small word can havoc a person mentally, physically, emotionally, right? Because we'll be discussing that now. We have psychosomatic disorder, that is children or adults or even individuals, they have it in the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind, and they don't know why this is happening. For example, this postponement of work. Why do we postpone things? Why do we postpone our work? Nothing but the underlying factor is we're scared. We have that fear whether our work will have a desired result. Because of the fear, what we do, we keep postponing things. If you're confident we're able to do it well, then we won't be able to postpone things. Fear is the underlying cause for the postponement. So this is again emotional. All our decision making, whatever decisions that we take, it's all based on emotions. All the decisions that we take is based on emotions. And again, stress is also caused by the emotions that we have in our body and in mind. And this stress also causes cancer and so many other diseases that we have now. It's mostly because of the stress that we have in our lives. Okay, so there's a lot of tools that we'll be discussing now, tools and techniques and how we can manage our stress and improve the quality of lives. There are three types of stress, namely eustress, that means positive stress. We have this positive stress like from whenever we have a promotion, achievement, additional responsibility, marriage, children, awards and recognition. That is also stress, but it's a positive stress because when we're getting recognized, when we have a promotion, when you have a greater role to play, we have stress, but we will enjoy that stress. We will be very happy with that. Or when we build a house, that's the positive stress. And we have, when we have next stress is the acute stress. It's a very short-term stress. It's like, like particular project or particular work, or when there's heavier deadlines are there, then that is a short-term stress. This also is stressful, but again, we can easily come out of it. It's just sort of duration. The third type, that is the distress, that is chronic stress. This causes damage not only to the body, but also to the mind. For example, there'll be memory loss, depression, psychosomatic disorder, PTSD, all these things because it actually helps, the stress actually helps people to hide behind this particular thing. Because if you look into any person like in the work, because in this field I have encountered many individuals like persons who are going to work, they say, ma'am, I feel such a big stress, I don't want to go to work, I want to just sit at home. It's okay, let me take some time off. Time off is again very essential. When you're feeling stressful, you have to have your time out. I'm not denying that, but then when you have this memory loss, when you have this depression, when you feel that state of helplessness, I don't have any hope, I don't feel very good about myself. There's a lot of inferiority complex, there's a lot of negative words, negative feelings, feeling of low. I feel very low, I don't feel very good. All these things create depression, they create psychosomatic disorder and PTSD. All these things are very harmful to our body. I'm sure all of us might have some form or the other of stress. And when we do a lot of workouts, like a lot of things that we can do to manage our stress. For example, best thing we can do is to go for walking, running, yoga, swimming, dancing. And this is not only this. You can also clean your house. You can also clean your office space. You can clean your cupboards. You can change the decor of your place. You can just simple things. You can just maybe you can, we usually accumulate a lot of things at home. When you declutter the room, you declutter the workplace, you will feel a sense of happiness because you feel very light. So do this not only walking, running, yoga, swimming, aerobics, dancing. It can be any exercise, any physical exercise. Because when you have a physical exercise, your stress automatically reduced. I've seen this personally. Also, I have recommended this to a lot of my clients too. So this is very very important here. Okay, so every day from today onwards, you can decide this. Not for long, at least for 10 to 20 minutes that we walk, or 10 to 20 minutes that we do some activity or the other. Just switch on the music and do some dance for the music. And all this will be very, very essential because it's very good step to reduce our stress. Again, good sleep and nutrition, food and health diet is very important when you do all the other things. But if you don't have a good sleep, then the whole health, the whole work, productivity, everything comes down. So you should definitely have a good sleep. It need not be only you have to sleep only in this particular, but definitely minimum of 6 to 8 hours definitely is needed to sleep. Again, as I said, diet. Now that in the pandemic, people start cooking many things, lot more new recipes, and everyone comes with their own food product and all that thing. It's okay. Whatever makes you feel good, whatever gives you happiness, you can do that particular activity. And connecting with people actually helps you. Be it, you can even connect with your school friends, you can connect with your college friends, you can connect with your work friends, or you can connect with people whom you trust, you have a lot of trust, or whom you feel very relaxed. You can talk to them because connecting with people is a great stress buster because it's such a good thing when you meet people, when you feel relaxed, that gives a lot of happiness. Again, now you might say, pandemic, we're not able to meet physically, you can still connect with them digitally, right? Connect with people, do something that, that's a great response to it. Your sense of humor, again, is a very good stress buster. You have a good sense of humor, you'll be able to do well. For example, if all of you have this ability to laugh at yourself, some mistake you've done, some stressful activities, if you have this ability to laugh at yourself, nobody has the power to put you down. When you have the sense of humor, when you have the ability to laugh at yourself, then definitely you will be in a much better place. You will not feel stressed because they rightly say that without your permission, nobody can put us down. That's very true. Okay. Let me finish this and let's go to our meditation. Yeah. So health and happiness. So what do you mean by health and happiness when I ask you? Okay. Right. So we're talking about health and happiness here, right? Now again there's an activity, right? So if I ask you, I'm prepared to, you can also put it in the chat box, or I would prefer if you can switch on your mic and unmute yourself and talk. When was the most happiest moment that you had? Your most happiest moments, or when what was the thing that you really like? When you really feel happy and you felt very good about yourself. Yes. What was the most happiest moment, and when do you feel happy really? Can I have some answers here? Yes. I see a lot of names here. Diva is there, and Nitya Balasundari is there. Dr. Anil is there. Dr. Jeshwal, and so many of them are here. Wilfred is here. Yeah. Can you share what is your most happiest moment, or when is your happy hour happening? Yeah. I'm waiting for answers. Yeah. What is the happiest moment? Okay, when I spend my time with my kids, and sometimes when I sit alone. Yes. Vijayendra, thank you so much for your answer. Yes. So our happiest moment is whenever we spend time with the persons we like, or the persons we really care about, or when you sit alone. Yes. And what are the okay others? Thank you so much, Vijendra, for answering. What about others? What's your happiest moment? What do you love doing it? Yeah. What about others? When is your what is your happiest moment? What is it you love doing? Okay, Vijay, since you've responded, when do you spend this happy moment? Every day, or is there a particular day and time that you do this? When you do this, like you do it every day, is it a ritual or you really enjoy doing it? Okay. So almost every day, right? After you work, after your shift ends, you go play with it. It's a great stress buster. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Vijender. What about others? What about Divya and others? Yeah. Tell me, what is the happiest moment? Kanimori, you said. Nitya Bala. Okay, let me go into the PPT, but I still expect all of you to put in the chat box what is your happiest moment and how do you want to become more happy or when you want to increase the happy moments in your life. Because mostly when I ask this question, people say, ma'am, I love to take this walk in the beach in the early morning, or I love to spend time with my friends. I love to do this a lot. This is my favorite thing. But when I ask them, do you do it regularly or when do you do this? They say, ma'am, that's my dream, and maybe only during holidays, only during vacations. I said, if you like something so much, why don't you do it now? Like, most of us have this particular perfume or this particular thing which I have to do with. This is my dream, we say. But then we keep postponing it, right? I'll do it later. Maybe I'll do it this today, or I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it evening, I'll do it night, and it never comes. It just we keep postponing things, right? The most happiest moment is to be yourself, right? To be whom you are and doing what you love doing, right? This is the most happiest moment that we all can have. So let's all from today onwards, let's love whatever we do, right? Because whatever you do, if you have that love, if you have that energy, and you have that the feeling of doing this, I'm happy doing this. I think that is the best, happiest moment we can ever have in our life, right? So let me go into the PPT again. Again, we'll have interaction once we finish our PPT. So the health and happiness go hand in hand, as I said. It means so well-being, feelings of joy and pleasure. Like this person who is there holding the umbrella in the hand and just walking, have a good time in the somewhere near the beach or whichever place that she is in. This is very important. See, every day, whichever part of the country we are, whichever place that we are, so much of nature is surrounded by us, right? It's okay even if you're on flat. It's okay even in whichever place you are in. You can always look up at the sky. You can look up at the stars. You can look up at the clouds, be it daytime or afternoon or evening, whatever it is. You can look at the trees. You can look at so many birds. You can look at many people, and you can actually be happy with whatever it is. You need not have only this. I usually have my happiness because whenever I travel or wherever I go, actually I observe people so much. The way they smile, the way they talk, the way they communicate. But I don't do it in such a way that they feel very bad. I do it very discreetly because nobody likes people looking at them, right? Do it very discreetly. But then when you look at people, when you observe people around you, whatever they do, or right now we all are sitting at home doing only laptop work, even then, when you look out outside with the nature, look any person like that, we will have that happiness feeling, And when we appreciate people, when we really appreciate people, we feel very happy, right? It's just not fake appreciation, it's a genuine appreciation of people. The way, whatever they do, or whatever, be it their dress or be it their words. But then when you appreciate people, especially the opposite gender, you have to be cautious because certain words they might mistake it. So be very careful of what the words you use, but then you can gently appreciate people because people will start liking you. That is genuine appreciation, not a fake appreciation. And when you're a person whom people can trust you, people can trust you and they can give you lots of work, then when you're worthy of the trust, that gives a happiness feel. And as I said, when you're being very compassionate with people, again, that gives you a lot of health and happiness. When you innovate new activities, when you are more proactive, when you lend a helping hand, it's like lend a helping hand doesn't mean you have to do a bigger thing. It's as simple as opening the door of for somebody, like whenever you're outside, or if somebody has to hurry up before you, just give them space, or even in your own place, in your own family, they, like for example, your children want to watch something or your partner wants to watch something, or if somebody else they want to do something else, for maybe just once you can just give them the remote, or you can just give them this, okay, you do this, no problem, I just do something else. So that happiness that you have, I know some of you say, ma'am, this is happening all the time, I don't get time to watch. It's okay, no, that's okay, no, not a big deal. You can find happiness in whatever environment that you are in, right? And the next is when you support and safeguard your own environment. For example, we use a lot of plastics, we use a lot of so many things that harm the environment. If you are like environmentally conscious and we can safeguard our environment with all more environment flourishing activities, maybe use harmful substance. Maybe when you reduce our pollution, like noise pollution, air pollution, so many things like that, if we can, if in our own capacity, if we can grow some plants and trees, maybe that will save the environment. Yeah. And last but not the least is the respect and the collaboration that we have with people, right? When you respect people, when you collaborate with people, we can definitely have greater achievement in our life. Wherever it is, we're able to collaborate with people, able to respect people, and the whole perspective changes. So this is the health. And okay, when I say health, you might ask, when you're happy, automatically you become healthy. There's so many recovery cases in India because in pandemic, because people were happy. Okay, fine, whatever happened, it's okay. I'll be able to come out of it. That mental state of that confidence, that capacity to come out of it, actually help people to come out of the pandemic again. As I said, health. When you're happy, you're healthy, and likewise, when you're healthy, you also become happy. So, how do you become healthy? It's very simple with little activities, with little things, and especially when you take care of your diet and sleep. All these things definitely make us healthy. So health and happiness go hand in hand. So let's take care of our health and take care of our happiness too. Okay, now is the meditation. We'll do this. Right. Now, wherever you're seated, okay? Wherever you're seated, I want all of you to sit comfortably, either in a chair or wherever it is. So, comfort is very important here. It's preferable if you're able to sit in a chair and place your legs firmly on the floor. Okay, just place your foot on the floor. If not, you can also cross your legs and sit on a chair or whatever place you're comfortable with. Yeah. Once you sit like that, close and open your eyes fast, like say for around 5 to 6 times. Blink, open and close your eyes. Open and close your eyes 5 to 6 times. A little faster or slower, it's up to you. Can you do that? Okay. Once you've done that, I want all of you to relaxly sit. Maybe take around, like breath, very slow and steady breath. Can you do that? Very slow and steady breath. That's very, very essential. If you have spectacles, you can remove the spectacles and place it in your place. Yeah. If you have your watch or whatever it is, you can still remove the watch and just place it next to you or in whichever place that you're there. Again, take a very slow and long breath. Take one more long breath and hold the breath. Yeah. Take a long breath and hold the breath for a few seconds, like say 2 or 3 counts. Yeah. And then exhale. Now I want all of you to close your eyes and 10 minutes of deeper relaxation we are going to see now. It's known as transcendental meditation. Usually starts with a mantra, but before we go into the mantra, psychologically also it's a progressive relaxation. So whatever position you're seated, close your eyes and feel yourself in the chair or wherever you're seated. Feel your legs touching the floor. Feel your body sitting on the chair. Feel the dress that you're wearing. Feel the dress on your body. Feel the hair on your head. Feel the air around you. Feel the sound around you, including my voice. Relax your hair. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Relax your nose. Relax your lips. Relax your neck. Relax your throat. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands. Relax your forearms. Relax your elbows. Relax your wrist. Relax your fingers. Relax your back. Relax your backbone. Relax your shoulders. Relax your armpits. Relax your chest. Relax your waist. Relax your hips. Relax your lower back. Relax your stomach. Relax your hips. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your feet. Now, I want all of you to feel a lot of sensations that happen in your body. For example, observe your eyes closed, both your eyelids touching. Feel the feeling. Feel your lips touching. Feel the heartbeat. feel your breath. Feel the blood running in your body. Focus on your breath. Whatever noise that you hear will put you into deep relaxation. And as you're seated in a very relaxed manner, your body is becoming lighter and lighter. Like a balloon in the sky, your body is feeling very light. And you're just rising from the seat. You're flying up, floating up into the sky. You reach above your room. You reach above your floor. You reach above your building. You reach above the whole office or work. You reach above all that. You reach above, you fly, that is, you're floating in the air. You're rising up higher. You're flying above a city. You see the whole city below you. You enjoy the breeze, you enjoy the cool breeze. You see all the trees still flying up, just rising up. You enjoy the floating sensation. And as you keep moving, rising up, you rise so high in the sky, you're almost touching the sky. The clouds around you. You're so excited, same time it soothes you. You touch these clouds and you sit on them, you float on them, and you feel very calm when you do that. The whole body is relaxed. As you keep floating up, you move further away, you move above the earth. You go into the space. You feel that serenity, feel that inner calmness. You feel galaxy of stars, galaxy of planets. You feel so enthralled by all the things that you see, stars and other things. Enjoy the beauty and feel a sense of coolness in your body and your mind. Again, you're floating above the galaxy of planets. Again, you're floating up. You feel very calm and composed. You thank all the environment, all the planets, all the galaxies. And you slowly come down. You get into the space. And slowly you just come down. You're looking at the clouds in the sky. Again, you're coming down in the sky. Again, as you're coming down, you feel thoroughly relaxed. Your body is very light. As you keep coming down to the earth, you go to this beautiful place. A lot of hills are there, and particular place is a beautiful waterfall. Nobody else is there, only you're there. You stand under the waterfall and you feel the water gushing over you. All your stress has been washed off. All your anxieties, tension, everything is washed off. The inner calmness, you thoroughly enjoy the waterfalls. And as you walk away, you dry yourself. And as you keep walking, you keep walking and there's a beautiful river that is flowing there. Again, pure river, no pollution. You step into the river and enjoy yourself for some time, feeling rejuvenated, feeling refreshed. You come out of the water again, dry yourself. And there's one particular place that you're very comfortable with. You're seated there. Your mind is very calm. And you feel very energized. And the transcendental meditation. This is the place where you can look into your dreams, whatever you want to be. And you have all the resources within you to achieve that. Whatever be your goal, whatever be your dream, I'm sure you'll be able to achieve that. And let's start with this mantra. It's very, very simple. Just at home that you're going to chant. It's not religious, just at home, right? You can chant in your mind. You can say it in your mind and chant this. You can chant this mantra or any other mantra that you have within your mind for 2 minutes now. Have a long and deep breath. Just focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. After 2 to 3 breaths, you can stop. Focus on your breathing in and focus on your breathing out slowly. Yes, you can open your eyes and relax yourself. Because your breath is very, very important in stress. Whenever you feel highly stressed, whenever you feel that, the irritation, whenever you feel that so much of, things happening, I'm unable to control, one thing you can actually do is take a deep breath and out, It soothes you, it relaxes you. The stress actually goes out. Very, very important technique. Keep breathing every day. Even in your office, you just sit for 2-3 minutes Just focus, no thoughts needed, nothing is needed. Just your breath. If you can just focus on it, I'm sure you'll be able to reduce your stress, because stress is nothing but, when you have a plain paper and you torch that plain paper, the flames eat up the paper. But whereas when you pour water in that paper and then again try to put a fire to it, you cannot, because the water is cool. That made the paper also very cool. So let us all insulate ourselves with a lot of coolness in our life, like a lot of compassion, a lot of affection and love for people. And so when we do that, definitely we'll have a greater life with not much of stress. Yeah, we have minimum stress, that's okay. We can handle it. Thank you so much for this opportunity, but I'm still open for any doubts, questions, because when you ask me questions, we can still further talk about it. So any stressful situations, anything that you want to ask me, please do ask me. Any questions, any doubts that you have, I'm open to question and answers. Thank you, Vijender. Thank you so much. Yes. Any questions? Thank you, Magisha. Thank you. Please do ask me questions. Open for question and answers. Thank you, Dr. Simi. Okay, sometimes this was. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can do yoga in the evening. I hear a echo. So, like, you can do yoga in the evening. Only thing is, you should not take food before you do yoga. Like, if you're doing in the evening, make sure after the lunch, suppose you have lunch at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, make sure that at least 2 to 3 hours gap is there, then you can do yoga. No issues. Yoga, aerobics, walking, jogging, anything. It need not even be physically that, like, even if you try to clean up things at home, declutter your home, that will actually help you. But everyday physical activity is a must, because that actually helps you to relax. Thank you, Vijayendra. Okay, some people have this question, man, we are okay, we are doing our work, we are doing our things, but there's some people who simply come and then they keep irritating us. They say one word and then the whole thing collapses. Like, the morning I was doing all this work, this one particular sir or this one particular man said this thing and the whole day is like ruined for me. I don't know what to do. But this is one particular where people come and tell me all this, right? So in that case, if suppose, for example, whatever you do, there's some person who will always have some comments for us, right? Whether we do good or bad, people will always have some comments for us. For that, best thing is, when somebody gives you a feedback or when somebody says something, first thing I'll do is I'll check it out whether that's true. If they say, for example, this has to be done and this has to be done, I'll first look into it whether if this is done in this way, will it be okay? Is it true? First of all, I'll try to find the meaning in it. Okay, I'll try to see how it is. If I feel it's to me, okay, if I feel no changes is needed, I can still carry on. Then I switch off what the other person has said. I really like how we switch on and switch off the light. I switch off the other suggestion and just keep going. Okay, this is one of the best thing we can do. But in case what the other person has said makes sense, and if you can improve, I'm sure you can have a greater result. Nothing wrong, but then you think for yourself and do whatever changes is required for yourself. Okay, when you do that, then that's also one of essential qualities. Switching off. Okay. Second, whenever I feel heavy stress, for example, people feel that when a lot of work, for example, okay, you're working here and you already have one work, then lot more keep adding up to it. See, I'm not saying you should have a spat with anybody, no, but then you can always have a discussion with your superiors or whoever it is. You can say, sir or madam, already I'm doing this work. Now these two works have come. To which project should I give priority? To which should I do first? Now you can ask them because based on their suggestion, you can do it, or you can yourself prioritize things. Which has to be done first, which has to be done next, which has to be done later. If you prioritize yourself, then that also becomes easy. But if you want to have a clear-cut understanding, nothing wrong in asking for a suggestion from your office people. Again, on the other note, people have this feeling when I keep saying no, then I may not be recognized, then I might be looked at as if I am not following the instructions. Not that. Everyone has a right to say what they feel, right? In case they don't take any suggestion, at least you have tried giving your suggestion, right? So that also you can have a general discussion, or in case they're not in a position to listen to it, you can gently say, okay, I understand right now you're not taking my points. It's okay, I'll wait for an opportunity where I can still talk about my points, right? So this is one way that is very healthy, right? Let's look into the other person's point of view. Why did they say this? Is there any truth in it? Can I do something on it? If I can do something on it, just let me do it. If there's nothing that I can do about it, let's accept it and see how we can move forward with them. That's very important. As I said, we all need that forward thinking, right? Because this, especially nowadays, this present scenario, this has given us a scenario where we are prepared for anything, right? Before COVID, before pandemic, we were not prepared for it. But now we are prepared for it. When I meet people, when I ask them, what is it you want? He said, it's the best thing that has happened because till then I was thinking I can only do this particular job. But now today I'm very happy. I'm doing that work. I have my creativity has come out. My skills have come out. I'm able to do these two. Trust me, there are many people who have opened up so many other business models, like so many other business work that they do now. They think I'm sitting at home and doing this, which I was not thinking I'll do it later, but now is the right time and I'm doing it. I'm very happy. There are many kids, there are many students who do that. They have come out with so many innovative and creative solutions to business issues, So all these things actually help us. So let's look towards that. Let's see today what I can do. How did my day go? What I can add more to it, or what I can do tomorrow. Because every time we talk about future, today what we do is the future tomorrow. So if you do what you want to do today, then that is your future tomorrow, right? It's going to come in the near future. It's just today is the tomorrow's future. So let's focus on today what we do, and then definitely take us to the future. Yeah. Any more questions? I really enjoyed the session, but I still need a lot of seeing the face and unmuting and talking. That I would love a lot. Any more questions?
Any questions? If no questions, ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the
I'm happy,
opportunity.
ma'am. Very nicely taken, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, participants, we have our session by 9:30. Tomorrow we have our session by 9:30. So it is related to food safety management system and food auditing in poultry processing plant, as well as regulations related to poultry processing. After that, we have our exam by 4:30. Please be ready. Today evening, I will send all the PowerPoints. Then you have to prepare. We will ask 30 or 40 multiple choice questions and be ready. Then tomorrow class is by 9:30. Don't forget. It is related to food safety management system. It is being taken by a technical officer working in FSSAI. Probably it would be useful for you all. Then we will wind up for today's class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay.